up, guys? It's been a minute since I've been on here. We haven't been making any videos lately because there hasn't been much going on. But I want to come on here today and kind of tell you guys what we have coming up. And the main reason for making this video is I'm going to show you guys all of our podcasting gear. And the reason for that is because I had such a hard time getting it because I know nothing about I didn't know anything about that stuff, and it made it really difficult. I made some mistakes along the way, so I'm going to share that with you guys today. But for what's coming up, so I think it's 29 days from now, we'll be headed down to Virginia to kick off our turkey season. And after Virginia, we will have Massachusetts, New York, obviously, maybe Vermont, and possibly Maine. So we have a couple states kind of up in the air, depending on how many birds we shoot, probably. And we're actually doing we're going to do a really fun hunt in New York here. We're going to take out some youth hunters, and we're going to put that up on the channel. That's going to be a ton of fun. Hopefully we get those guys on some birds. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Alright, so we're going to get right into it. Here's our recording device. This is the Zoom H8. I looked at getting the H6, but I wanted the extra ports because we have a lot of people who come on the podcast, and there's usually like 5 of us doing it. So this has 6 XLR ports on the side, and it has a 1.5 millimeter jack on the top there for another headset, or you can just use the speakers up top, which we haven't used, but we might be using here in one of our next podcasts. What I have plugged into that is a 5-way Belkin splitter, so we can all plug in and hear ourselves talking through our headsets. Another cool thing about the H8 is you have the option of plugging it in to the wall, or you can run it off AA batteries, which is cool. So like if we're out in the tent somewhere and we happen to have this with us, like probably when we're in Virginia, we're probably gonna be tenting. So if we wanted to run a podcast and just say, you know, have a podcast, what's going on out there, it could run off AA batteries. We could probably get one full podcast off that. So if we had a box, we'd do a couple podcasts off it, which is pretty cool. So that's our recording device. Not much to it really. Here's all your audio gain. You could turn people up and turn people down depending on how loud they speak or how quiet they speak. This thing's been awesome. It's super easy to use. We just turn this right on. I'll show you guys this right here. The only thing about this is it has a podcast app, which is weird because you can only use 4 of the XLR ports on the podcast app. So we go on here and we use the Field app, and you go right on here, and right there it just has 2 bars, nothing plugged in right now. But to get everyone going, you turn all these buttons on, give everyone power, and just like that, you could be recording a podcast with 6 different people. So this thing's awesome, great investment. We love doing the podcast. Also, if you guys have not checked out the podcast, be sure to go on Spotify, Adirondack Bucks and Beyond. We have some really cool stuff on there. Our most recent guest was Todd Mead. That was a great podcast. Todd Mead is awesome. Shot a bunch of bucks in the Adirondacks and the Midwest. So go check that out. We also have Adam Marquette on there. He's also a really good Adirondack hunter. So, and we're actually having another guest next weekend. So be sure to be on the lookout. So now I'm going to show you guys our headsets that we use. Okay, so here's our main headset, and this is an audiotechinca pbhs1. They're a bit pricey, but they have very good audio. And the real reason we got these headsets is because we want to have like a mobile setup so we can do it anywhere. And when you have the mics and the stands and all that, like that's just a lot to move. These just go, I mean, I have all this stuff just stuffed into a box right here, but these are great. They just go right on your head. Mic's right here, and you're ready to go. They come with an XLR port on the end of them, which plugs right into the H8. And then what I was talking about, here we go. This is the audio where you plug it into the Belkin splitter there. It's a 3.5 millimeter jack that comes on these headsets, so you have to buy a little adapter. A 1.5 millimeter adapter to plug in to get your audio. But yeah, these things have been awesome. They're dynamic microphones, and that's actually where I want to get into how I made a mistake of what I first bought, which I'll show you because I actually still have a pair of the first headsets we bought that work I'll get into it. I'm getting a little deep here, but that's our headset. These things are awesome. Highly recommend these. Haven't tried anything else, but highly recommend these. Okay. Lastly, here is our headset that we plug into that 1.5 millimeter jack on the very top. I'll grab this again. So this is able to plug up into that 1.5 millimeter jack. So the problem was, these are really cheap headsets. They actually, so they have a little bit of hum to them. When I'm editing, you could hear the hum, and I have to like go through and silence the parts where the person's not talking. So it's kind of a pain in the butt. But for $30, these are the kosssb45s, and the audio quality is not bad on them, and they work. So the reason that you have to plug this into the top on that 1.5 millimeter jack. So what happened was, I bought everyone a pair of these. So we had like 6 pairs of these, and I thought that I can get an XLR adapter to just plug right into the XLR ports on the H8. And again, if you don't know XLR ports, these are the XLR ports, these big ports right here. See the 3 pins? So I bought the adapter, plugged it in, and it wasn't working, and I was like, what the heck? Because these were labeled as a dynamic microphone. It's an electrodynamic microphone, which is a difference, because this thing requires 1 to 5 volts of power, which the H8 does not supply. The H8 only supplies, I think it's 24 volts to 48 volts of phantom power, which will ruin this headset if you apply that to it. And you can't have no power, because then it won't work. So that 1.5 millimeter jack on the top of the H8 there, that actually supplies the 1 to 5 that makes this thing work. So that's the only reason why we could use this on that. But otherwise, you can't plug it in there, so don't make that mistake. You either need a true dynamic microphone, which requires no power, or something that requires the 24 or 48 volts of phantom power if you want to plug it into the XLR ports. Sorry, I'm getting a little far off on you guys probably. I'm no tech whiz by any means, but I figured that out along the way, so I figured I'd share it. And I think that is about it. But that's our podcasting gear. Hope this is gonna be a short video. I just hope that it could help one of you guys. You guys have any questions, if you guys are looking to get into this, hit me up, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Let me know, and hopefully I could help you guys. So hope that helped you, and hope that helped you, and we'll be seeing you guys real soon. We're trying to get out and do as much shed hunting and scouting as we can. We just got a snowstorm today, so that's gonna halt some things, but that should be melted off by this week. We have found 0 sheds this year. No sheds at all. It's been really tough, but hopefully we change that. So catch you next time.